What is this? A plug? A shameless plug? I don't need that. I already know. Every Thursday, I am either listening to him on my favorite podcast or watching him here on YouTube. In fact, I've subscribed. It's Thirsty Thursday, for God's sake. It's Primetime Thursday. Meet us in the Man Cave, that's right, podcast, where you can catch myself and my good friend Christopher Webb, or CW, where we talk about horror, cars, music, and generally just some random shit. That's what I'm good at. So make sure that you get over there, subscribe, follow, listen to us on all your favorite podcasting apps, because I can guarantee you what you see now, it's pretty damn good. In the future, trust me, what we got in stored, up here, well, actually Chris's brain, because he's really smart. Well, we've got some great ideas, so you'll definitely want to check us out over there. But for now, let's at least enjoy, at least entertain the fact that I might throw something here that, well, might be interesting for some of you Halloween fans out there. Hello, everyone. Of course, it's me, Scott. That's right, that guy that you occasionally will still stumble across here on this YouTube channel. Yep, every once in a while, I do try to put up a video, especially as I get back into my sitting down and writing notes with some of these ideas that spin around in my head. And I thought, you know what? This might be interesting to share. So some of you, I don't know, maybe you've thought of this as well before. Halloween's next movie being a prequel would definitely fix Halloween Ends problems. Halloween Ends causes a lot of problems for the future of the franchise, but a Halloween prequel would perfectly fix many of these major issues. Yes, the Halloween franchise has had the seemingly endless amount of, well, I guess you could say deluge of sequels really since the original one in '78. But making the next film a prequel would definitely fix two major problems with Halloween Ends. Although the future of the Halloween franchise is uncertain, with there being any current announcements about the next film, it seems inevitable that another Halloween movie will be released, eventually. I'm saying possibly 8 to 10 years. That's what seems to be the tradition. Anyways, Halloween has tried and failed to make interesting sequels time and time again, meaning that the next entry should change a pace by being, listen to this, folks, by being a prequel to John Carpenter's original. I'm pretty proud of that idea, or that thought, something like that. Yeah, sadly, Halloween Ends, it's the third film in the Halloween reboot trilogy, which pretty much reconned the events of every other Halloween, sequels out of the existence, which I know really upset a lot of fans. Halloween Ends sadly made some significant changes to the franchise, with it introducing a new masked killer, hinting a possible supernatural element, and finally killing off Michael Myers for good. As we all know, Michael Myers has been the main antagonist in nearly every Halloween film, meaning that it would be very difficult, to make another installment without Michael. While this is a big problem for the Halloween franchise, it's a perfect solution. That's basically, it's already, it's just, a prequel for the original Halloween. That would definitely solve the big problem right there. I mean, come on. I believe that Halloween's next movie, being set in the 70s, can, recapture the original tone. One of the biggest problems with the Halloween reboot, trilogy is its tone. But don't get me wrong. I absolutely love comedies. There's no doubt about it. But the films they're a lot goofier than the original 78. And it's no small part of the writing styles, of course, with comedians like David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Now, this more, jovial mood really clashes with the tone of the original Halloween, which is more of a grittier, down-to-earth type of slasher movie. John Carpenter's was, more gruesome. It's more dark, whereas the Halloween reboot trilogy was just pretty much over-the-top, silly. And I'm sure you could think of some lines that were repetitive in the second one, kills. But anyways, it was something that only became more apparent really as the trilogy goes on. Now, while the tone of Halloween Ends isn't bad, it definitely doesn't fit with the franchise's earlier films. However, This could be fixed. Making the next Halloween movie a prequel means that it would be set in the 1970s, which would make it so much more like the original film. A Halloween prequel set in the 1970s it would be able to capture the gritty, guerrilla, isolated feeling that pretty much, Halloween and other slasher movies like the good old Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When I think about that movie, I could feel how hot and miserable and disgusting they were feeling during that film. Well, the prequel wouldn't have to worry about a problem in modern technology. With things like, phones making horror movies difficult to write, a prequel could even use the same filmmaking style techniques as the 1970 original movie, allowing the film to return to the original tone of, John Carpenter's Halloween. And with a Halloween prequel, it can, use Michael Myers without reviving him, which is another awesome thing to do. Now, another major problem with Halloween's future after Halloween ends, think about it. It pretty much ends Michael Myers' storyline. While Michael has been pretty much killed off in the previous Halloween movies, well, it has always been in vague ways that allow his return to remain even possible. Yeah, Halloween Ends, on the other hand, well, it pretty much does nothing of the sort. The film pretty much sees Laurie Strode easily pinning down Michael, slitting his wrist, and of course parading his body around town. And then, of course, as we all see, she just throws his body in a junkyard trash compactor. Kibbles and bits, kibbles and bits. That's exactly what went through my head. It was an old commercial. Now, with Michael being kibbles and bits, there's really no way to bring Michael back in the Halloween Ends timeline. But he could come back, like I stated already a few times, in a prequel. Now, setting the next Halloween movie in the 1970s means that, well, Michael Myers, of course, would be young again, and he would still be alive and, well, very active, allowing the film to avoid having to recon the collusion with that damn movie Halloween Ends. Now, I do have to admit, this would probably be the most difficult part when it comes to the prequel if it was set in the 70s. Yes, it would be its entry. It would be difficult to the possibilities of the prequel, adding Michael, Myers' killings that weren't even shown, that weren't seen in the original film. After all, Halloween Kills flashback scenes already did this, which was pretty much, I want to say, probably my favorite part of the trilogy. And while it's, always possible that the next Halloween movie could simply just be another reboot, the timeline for the umpteenth time, a much better workaround for Michael Myers' demise is to just make the next film a prequel. I mean, just agree with me, folks. Make it a damn prequel. One more thing. Generally, my last thoughts on a 1970s, Halloween movie is pretty much better than a modern sequel. While a Halloween prequel would fix many of the problems with Halloween Ends in general, it would be a much better idea than another modern sequel. There's been so many modern Halloween sequels that it really isn't possible to do anything new with it. And simply, attempting again would only be an exercise in, here we go again. Instead of showing, another one of Michael Myers' earlier kill sprees, it would allow for, I guess you could say, so much more unique storylines in tone and feel. A Halloween prequel is almost certainly the best direction after Halloween Ends. Well, folks, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. However, I got to do one more shameless plug. Well, I'm proud of this plug. It's a Thirsty Thursday plug. It's a Primetime Thursday plug. It is Meet Us in the Man Cave plug for an amazing, outstanding, kick-ass podcast that will not bore you to tears. That's right, because my good friend and I, Christopher Webb, and I will be discussing a lot of horror stuff, a lot of cool-ass car stuff, music. Who does not love music? It's a part of your soul, and where I specialize in some random shit. So seriously, go on over there, subscribe to that channel. And of course, if you love listening to podcasts, it's pretty much available on any podcasting app that's available today. I guarantee you, as the more we entertain what we're doing, you're definitely not going to want to miss out what's going on over there. That's for damn sure. So folks, that's going to do it. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you as we all meet in the man cave.